This is your editor, Jake. This episode can get quite
explicit. Viewer discretion is advised. You have
been warned.
Yeah. All right. We're back, guys. Episode 9. We're about to start. I'm your host, Zach Jones, with
co-host Love Jones. This is TuffLuck Podcast. Hopefully this is posting on TuffLuck Tuesday because we've been slipping on the dates. I'm not gonna.
So we're filming this on a Wednesday. And as of speaking now, the last episode's not up yet, so we'll get it up. It's gonna be up by today.
Be up.
And like we said in the last episode, we're gonna have a special guest this episode with.
And we're here.
It's your boy Timmy.
That's our cousin, y'all. The soon-to-be legend bodybuilder, Tim Jones, right here. So,
as always,
look out. Go to his Instagram, follow him, because you want to hop on the bandwagon while you can. So,
yeah, it's not too late, guys. Come on.
Say you knew him while he was at 2K on Instagram.
Yeah.
Almost 3K on Instagram. So,
but yeah, as always, it's TuffLuck.
It's TuffLuck.
Roll the intro.
Roll that intro, boy.
I'm trying to create a better me, so hopefully people who are hearing this are taking it the right way, can say, I can run a mile. It ain't about running 205 fucking miles, doing 4,000, being in the city. It ain't about all that shit. Shit doesn't matter. I want you to see how fucking far you can go, because we all come from that shit. That's why I have to be so authentic and so real about my own insecurities, my own faults, just being a fucked up person. I'm not the best at anything. I'm not gifted. I'm just driven.
Bunda.
Clappity clap, clap, clappity clap, 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 clap. All right, we straight.
Listen, y'all, man. Told y'all we gonna have a guest on soon.
The
I
infamous.
When.
The infamous.
Well, we got him.
We already told a few stories about this young man here.
Yes, sir.
He was our first ever bully.
Number one hater, but
number one hater, yeah.
Don't mind he eating because gotta
get big, bro. Gotta stay big,
the gains, bro. Whatever. But listen. First question.
You ain't gonna say his name or anything.
Well, this is the intro's at the end.
Oh yeah, you right.
But
he
messed up the flow, y'all. Anyway,
we're not used to that format.
Introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, what you do for a living. This is first radio, y'all.
All right, so I'm Tim Jones, also known as Timmy, and I'm an aspiring bodybuilder. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it.
So, being a bodybuilder, what are some sacrifices you went through early on into the career?
Well, money, 100%.
Yeah.
If you get into this sport initially, to get a paycheck, you in for a rude awakening because you ain't getting paid off the rip. Definitely time. You can't just rush this. Like, it's often said, like, this sport is a patient sport with a lot of impatient people, because you got all these guys that want to rush, get into like this particular size or this particular look, and not realizing that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah.
What you may look like now, you got to look in the future, like years in advance, not even like days, weeks, and months, like years. You won't really come into like that look until like you let like your muscles mature and come to you. Like, one of my biggest struggles was when I first got into bodybuilding. I'm 22 now. When I first got into bodybuilding, I was like 18 going on 19, and I was a bigger like kid, like at that age, like definitely ahead of the curve, but still like I couldn't really rush that muscle maturity and that muscle density that a lot of the guys that I was competing against that are like 10 years at the very least older than me, you know, like they just had that because that came with their age and stuff. So that was like I'm still struggling with that, you know, like my age is it's a advantage, but it's a double-edged sword, you know, because like, yeah, like I got nothing but time. My peak, my potential is like in the sky. You know, I could get to like C-Bums level, you know, because like I'm only 22. But at the same time, you know, it's going to take some time for me to get to that look versus, you know, guys that are like 30, you know, that too. So time, I said money. Another thing, you got to sacrifice like, so another struggle I deal with is like, you know, I'm 20, so like 22. A lot of times, like, you know, you got like the people that'll be like, yeah, man, enjoy 20s, you know, go out, drink, party, do this, you know, just be completely careless. You can't really be like that. You can't, you know, there's like going to be those times, you know, you got friends that invite you out, and yeah, it's gonna suck telling them no. And deep down inside, you want to go out and have fun with them, but you can't, you know, because you go out. Not saying that everybody falls like in this. Some people just have that discipline, you know, where they can go out and they'll be fine. But me, I know if I go out, it's gonna lead to another thing. Like I might have a couple drinks, I might cheat on my diet, you know, and it's just not worth it for what I want to achieve. So that is a big part. Your personal life, you know.
Yeah, you gotta have a long term.
Yeah, you gotta. This is a game about like vision, discipline, and consistency. You know, like it's not like you play basketball, right? It's a team sport, you know, so you can rely on other people to help you get to that end goal. This is a sport where it's based off of 100% on you. Yeah. So what you put in is what you get out. If you ain't putting in, it'll show at the end of the day. You'll see who works hard and who don't. That's why I like this sport.
So for those of you that haven't seen him, we'll put some pictures up from his show.
Yeah, we'll put his Instagram on like the top. Jake.
You got to do, you know, Jake.
Yeah, Jake know what to do.
But man, so there's a whole community on TikTok, just, you know, going around like doing this whole, what is it, like alpha male? I don't know, but it's just like they have people on TikTok now that they have the whole,
red
like,
pill.
I'm the big guy in the gym. I'm trying to make sure don't get in my camera, stuff like that. Don't get in the way of my reps and stuff like that. How do you feel about those people on TikTok or on social media in general? Just
are you asking, is he subscribed to like the alpha male?
Nah, not even subscribed, because I just want to know, are you like that? Do you know, when you're filming and stuff, are you like, don't get in the way of my video, bro, you know, get this little nigga on my way? Or are you more of like, I don't care, you know, I'm just trying to do my thing and get out?
So I'm going to say no for the majority of the time, because of the simple fact that if a lot of people know me, like I don't really post as much as I should. That's all willing to change. Like at the end of this year, like my YouTube channel is going to be finally up and running. That's like this year for me, I'm getting a little sidetracked, but this year for me has been like a year about laying the foundation for like the bigger things that come in like the next year and the years after that. And so I'm getting like a lot of personal life stuff situated, along with, you know, things like YouTube, posting more on Instagram, you know, because the piggyback off of what I was talking about earlier with like the getting paid from bodybuilding, a lot of that comes from social media and YouTube ad revenue and stuff like that. That's how we make our money in this sport, you know. So, but the yes part of that question would be like, all right, let's say a couple times, like I'm with my coach and he's filming. If somebody accidentally walks in front of the video, that's cool. Not a big deal. But if you got those people that will just blatantly do it, you know, like they see the camera. It's like this camera right here.
Yeah,
I see it. You know, it's not like it's invisible and it's not like it's little. It's like on a whole tripod. You can see it. And instead of them walking around it, they'll walk right in front of it, you know? And my thing is like, okay, cool, I get it. It's a gym, you know. You should be able to just walk wherever you want to walk. But at the same time, though, like if you see somebody recording, like they're not recording like the whole time they're at the gym, and it's not like, don't just be cautious. You know, you don't gotta be an asshole about it.
No.
Like if somebody walks in front of my video, I'm not gonna snap on them. You know, like it'll take a couple times of them doing it for me to get to that point. But yeah, I'm not really like that, and I'm not. When it comes to treating people in the gym, like I'm not a bully. I really ain't. Yeah. Like even when like somebody's on a machine that I gotta use, 9 times out of 10 I'll go up to them and I'll be like, hey, how many sets do you have? And if it's not like 3 or less, I'll just ask if I can hop in with them. So there, I'm not kicking them off the machine. And 2, we're both working at the same machine. I'm getting my workout done and still in a timely fashion. You know, we're all happy, you know. And like to piggyback off of that too, like, you know, everybody started at some point. And I was that person, you know, that beginner. You know, I still feel like I am. But you know, I don't ever try to belittle nobody or try to make them feel like they're less than me because they're not at the same level as me. So if I see like they may need like a little boost of morale, or, you know, like the gym is just like anywhere else, man. You can meet new people. These new people can become friends. Like a lot of times, like people, they just look up to you. You won't know it because like you don't ever speak to them. So yeah. You know, I just try to be friendly. Like the gym is like, it's a beautiful place, man. Like you got an outlet. A lot of people come there to get like a lot of stuff off their chests. You know, like it's a lot of reasons for why people go to the gym, and I just don't want to be one of those people that cause them to not come to the gym.
Exactly. No, because it's very therapeutic working out. So
yeah, man. For the longest time, I did not. I didn't even care about it.
All right, so 4 years ago, you graduated from high school. Would have thought like 4 years from now you would be doing this?
No. Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, if you would have told me, like, as I was in high school, that I was gonna be a bodybuilder, I would not have like believed you, because I didn't really have any kind of awareness about bodybuilding until like I got my first gym membership at the Golds that I go to. That's where I started bumping into like bodybuilders. Like that's where I got introduced to bodybuilding because I saw them on a daily basis. Couple pros, bunch of amateur level guys, you know. And it wasn't until I got that gym membership that I got introduced to it. I did know that I wanted to do something fitness related, but for me to say I would have seen myself doing this like 4 years ago when I was in high school, I didn't. I honestly didn't.
Okay. We just touched on high school, man. I didn't go to high school with them guys. I went to maybe like
we were just coming in when you got out. Like we were just coming. Right? Yeah. Well, I was coming in. You
went to school together for maybe 2-3 years. It was like private school, but even then I didn't see him that often. But you got any crazy high school stories or experiences? Listen, guys. When I went to school I remember there was this one teacher that just did not like Tim. Like she did. I'm not gonna say her name, but she didn't like Tim. So any stories from any annoying teachers and stuff like that?
I got a bunch of stories. I definitely wasn't a shy person in school. I was actually like, not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I was pretty well known in high school. Played sports, Definitely was, always trying to figure out like what girl I was gonna talk to.
Yeah, like all of us.
Like, that's all. When I got to high school, like I kind of stopped caring about the whole educational aspect of it. I was just mainly caring about like what fits I was wearing, trying to basically get that attention. But like we'll cover that like another time, 'cause that'll be a whole nother topic right there. But so I went to James River High School. We're not going to talk about my first 2 years of high school because, man,
wasn't that in Jersey? That was in
no,
Jersey.
no,
not Jersey.
That was here. That was the private school days. Yeah.
Oh.
So I met my best friend my freshman year at this little private school that me and Zach went to. It was K through 12. That's the only good thing I can say that I got out of that high school was I met my best friend. Still cool with him to this day. Man, it's literally like a brother to me. He's we both almost got kicked out.
I know this.
Yeah, we both almost got kicked out. It was a Christian school, private school, so we had to wear these corny ass uniforms. It was small, literally like the whole freshman year class was in one classroom. That's how small that shit was. Won't really know shawties there, so you already know I was kind of pissed about that.
There's probably like one bad one, huh?
We just don't like to talk about those days. We just don't like to talk about those days. So when I got to River, back to public school, man, everything was just like, yo. I seen y'all like y'all podcast talking about like the sports treatment, and I gotta say,
oh, you saw that? Okay.
Mine experience is different than that.
Oh, so you got the good treatment.
Yeah, I got the good treatment.
Okay,
like I got more attention, became even more popular. Had more like girls trying to hit me up because I played football. Got like a lot of dope like friendships. Been invited to like a ton of parties because of it. Like the stuff you see in movies, basically. But I like what they were saying in their like older video. It is a little boosted up a little bit in the movies. Yeah, like it's not quite like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends on what school you go to, what state you go to,
and who you are as a person.
And exactly who you are as a person.
Because I think like you and Zach are different, so I think the reason why Zach,
me and Zach,
he's more like introverted.
Yeah, I'm the extrovert.
Yeah.
Like I'll go out. I can go out anywhere. And meet somebody new, go talk to anybody, which is crazy because I actually don't like people. I really don't.
No, I don't like people either.
I really don't. Like, people are annoying, They really are. But at the same time, somebody random comes up, they'll talk to me, I'll speak back, and we'll have like a whole, anything from like 5 to like 30-minute conversation just like that because like I don't have no issue being social with other people, like we're human beings, like we're a social like species. We're meant to talk to
and
communicate with each other. That's literally how we thrive. But for me to sit here and say I enjoy that, I really don't. Like maybe for like the first 30 minutes, and after that, it's like, all right, bro, like I gotta get
exactly,
like, and it depends on who I'm talking to too.
Yeah, there's just a lot of annoying people out there, and there's
a lot of crazy
people,
a lot of annoying people, etc., etc. So, when I got to James River, okay, all right. I was about to say I got a bunch of teachers that I liked. Like some of them I follow me on Instagram.
Wait, when you say like, do you mean like or
like no? They like them some dope motherfuckers, bro.
Oh, like is okay.
Nah,
I thought you had a crush on a teacher. Like,
nah.
Oh.
And then like James River, we ain't really had like no teachers popping like that. So
oh no, I had some teachers in my school.
We had like one or two, and that's even pushing it. So, but anyway, I did have like one teacher. He was my government teacher, and he was also the old.
Teachers.
Yeah, not this one. He was the old. He was actually the old football coach.
Oh no.
And you know, dude was just boring as fuck, man. Like he's just a square ass motherfucker, bro. Like the motherfucker came in here with the same khakis every fucking day, with the basic bland ass fucking long sleeve button up shirt. Like he was just a boring ass dude. Like, you know, and that's cool. Like if that's what you like into, but like I can't relate to this dude at all, man. So his name was Coach DeFrancesco. And the motherfucker was so boring. I swear to God, every fucking class that I went to, I was asleep.
I got those teachers.
Like I was asleep.
I had those teachers.
Every fucking class, I was asleep. I would go, let's say, well, if it's a day we got a test, I'd take my test. 9 times out of 10, I get the homework. I finish that shit in class. And I'm asleep.
Yep.
His ass didn't like me for that because, you know, I didn't take his class serious. I didn't have to. This shit was fucking easy. You know,
history's not hard. Anything with
and then, like,
if
I'm being honest with you, like, you know, I've always been, like, good at school, you know. Like, I finished with a 3.7 GPA, you know.
That's good.
A's and B's with the occasional C. But like, I just did enough to where I just keep my grandma off my ass so I could just do what I wanted after school without her having to.
That's exactly how you do it.
Exactly. So, you know, that'd probably be like the only one. All my other teachers were either okay or I fucking loved them. My favorite teacher was either my art teacher, Miss Gahagan, or we had this class called Fit for Life. And that was a class basically where you lifted weights, did all kinds of fitness shit. And his name was Coach Yonta. And this motherfucker, yo, he crazy. He crazy. He had ex-Marine.
Them be the best.
Yeah, ex-Marine. I've seen him like literally. There's been students like who's gotten in fights. I've almost been in a fight in front of him before. And literally, like, you don't expect this old ass man to do what he do, but within like seconds, he got you on the ground. Like, it cannot make this shit up. He just does a couple moves and you on the ground. Like, you know, he basically feeding your ass to yourself, like some type shit like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, he always joke with you and shit, like, talking about something. Yeah, I got the rifle in the truck, man. You know, like, he's not playing. He's dead serious.
Nah, he do. He got one.
He's not fucking playing.
He got one.
But, you know, the dude, like, all that nutcase shit aside, bro, dope-ass guy, man. If it weren't for him, like, I probably wouldn't be as passionate in the fitness. Well, I wouldn't say that, but he definitely had a big impact on, like, my passion for fitness. We had this course called the Marine Combat Fitness test, and you would either take it 2-3 times a year, depending on like how many times he would get like some former Marines to come out and help you like run through it. And that was like one of my favorite parts of the year. I actually finished 2 out of the 3 times perfect score, and a 1 time 2 or 3 points away from a perfect score, but still like outstanding. So, you know, I had like a bunch of fun in that class, man. A bunch of fun. Yeah. Miss Gahagan, you know, she helped push me to, you know, now I don't really display like my artistic abilities.
But Tim used to be an artist, man. Like art, like he used to draw Dragon Ball Z characters. He used to build Lego like NASCARs, and like without the instructions, like he was an artist.
Bro, he was a great
artist.
He used to draw stuff, right? And he wouldn't keep them. He'll just draw them and throw them away. Bro, I remember one time he drew like a car or something, and he threw it away. He didn't finish the tires or whatever, so he threw it away. I took it out the trash and like tried to finish drawing it, and I took it to school and told people I drew it. And bro, they were like, "Yo, how'd you do that? Yo, can you do it for me?" I was like, "Yeah, I got you." And I try to get Tim to like, start drawing stuff so I can give it to them, make it seem like I did it. It did not work well. Like eventually they found out, and they're like, you didn't draw this. Like you can't draw at all. I'm in your art class. You cannot draw. But yeah, I remember I used to do that all the time, bro. But yeah, so
let's get to humble beginnings. So how was childhood? Like how was your childhood? Like well, we already know, but for them.
I'm gonna just let y'all know this now. Used to whoop my ass, bro, for no reason. Throw me through the walls.
No, they already know the story, bro.
I'm telling you.
So, me and Zach definitely didn't have it easy growing up. That is an understatement. It's like every day or couple days, man, it was definitely something in the back of our mind, like just wondering, how are we just gonna make it to the next day, like neither one of us knew who our fathers were. We lost our mom. I was like 6 going on 7, and he don't really remember her like that because he was 2. But, that was like a big impact on me, essentially, So we were raised by our grandma. She did her 100% best, if not more, and then some, to raise us into who we are and are known as individuals today. And I'm 100% grateful for it. But, man, like, it's just often, like, there's been times, like, throughout like the week or just zoning out, just picturing like how life could have been like if we had like the typical ideal family set up, like we had both sets of the parents, like how different would I be, or how much further along would I be, or where would I be, like I'm always asked with that, like left with that question. Like I used to get picked on a lot when I was a kid. I grew up on this street called 30th Street. That was my childhood street. Got a lot of childhood friends that I'm still cool with to this day. Shout out to my boy Jeremiah, Justin, and all them motherfuckers on that street. We didn't have a car. Well, we did. Like when I was growing up for a little bit, and then like we didn't have one until like
2014, bro.
It was 2012 or 2014. Yeah, 2014. Basically when I was about to start high school, that's when my grandma was able to afford another car. So a lot of times, man, we would take in the bus, or we was like walking, everywhere. Like you don't get more humble than that, man. You really don't, Like I go to school, like in middle school, all the kids got all the fresh, Jordans, or like LeBrons were like really big back at that time, so they had like all of those. Me and Zach, we'd be lucky if we get like 2 different pair like throughout the year, A lot of people don't know this, but like my mom was actually how I got into shoes, because when she was around, kids' shoes are cheap. Not so much now, but like back then, like kids' shoes were cheap. So like every week, me and Zach would have like a different pair of like new shoes, Jordans. Our cousin Jamie got like a pair of his like Charles Barkley's that he had when he was like this size, man. Still like probably somewhere hanging up in the room. They were white and they had like a red outsole. Fire. I remember one day I got in trouble at school. And I came home. I had like, this was the Kobe 1s came out. They were all like a solid black shoe, and it had like the yellow hits with his logo and like the number on them. Those are fucking dope. But this was back in the time where like literally kids could go outside and they could like play out in the yard, and your parents wouldn't have to worry about them, so I would just go out, rip and run down the sidewalk, play hide and seek, or we just be rustling in the fucking grass, So I put the shoes on and I literally ran down. My mom said, look, you can go run down the street, you can come back and you gonna put them shoes back in the box because you ain't wearing them. One, because she didn't want me to mess them up, but two, because I got in trouble, so that was like my punishment.
Oh, okay.
So like I genuinely thought I was fast as fuck because I put the shoes in, bro.
No, it be like that, I swear. You said boat when you put some
ran down the street, man, got all the way to the stop sign, showed all of my friends, yo, they was hyping me up. Then I see my mom at the door, she waving me down. I already know what that bit, bro. Hauled ass back to the fucking house. Bro, man, you know, I like aside from like all of the struggles and the hardships that I had to deal with, you know, like there's nothing ever in my life that I've just been given to me. Like every single thing I have had to work my ass off for, period. You know, period. Like I cannot stress that to you enough. And that work has just only gotten harder, but just in different ways. You know, it just made me like physically like and mentally stronger as a person, and I'm like 100% grateful for me having to deal with all of that shit that I had to deal with growing up. You know, I had to grow up at a young age. You know, like I was the father figure, the man in the house essentially. Obviously my grandma was too, but me and Zack didn't really have like a lot of male role models growing up, so I had to step up and I had to set example so I could make sure that not even just me but him, we would grow up to be reasonable, responsible, just well-rounded men. You know, there was so much shit that I could have got involved with. Like we grew up like not too far from the hood. We was literally like, during like my middle school years and like freshman year, we lived on 21st Street, and we was literally right across the street from a fucking trap house. I swear to God, you would see 30 different people throughout the day walking down that street, coming back out, stopping at that fucking house. Yeah, and we didn't know what it was at the time, but
what's that? It's a trap
house. Nah, bro. Nah. Yeah, they have some fun, all right. Just not the good kind of fun. So, yeah. But, you know, like, one of the things that it has taken a toll on me, though, is just, like, my mental health over the years. And I take mental health extremely serious because I feel like in today's society, or even, like, when I was growing up, men talking about how they feel just isn't something that isn't super accepted or even promoted even. You know, like we're men. We're not supposed to show emotion. We're not supposed to cry. We're not supposed to have feelings, you know. That's completely wrong. Like we're still human beings at the end of the day. And a lot of us got like a lot of shit we need to get off our plate. And if you don't, you know, that's why a lot of these fucking problems arise, because like a lot of men just don't feel like they can go find somebody that they can talk to and really talk some shit out, you know. So now, I mean, I'm still struggling with it, you know, but I'm a lot better at it now, though. Like I will go talk to my friends. I will go, you know, reach out if I absolutely need it. Like I'm a little prideful when it comes to that, you know, like most men, you know, because I just like to do everything myself, like to be independent, you know. So yeah, but you know, if it wasn't for my upbringing, man, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So I'm 100% grateful for it.
Shout out to the hood, man. No, I'm playing.
Oh wait, I do want to ask this because me and Zack are working. We asked some of the family members at the repast when we were at pop-ups, and we need you to like say something good because we didn't get an interview for you. So we got Uncle Jamie, we got Aunt Barbara, all them, but we want you to say some like good, inspirational things. Like, what did pop-up teach you growing up?
For those who don't know, or they probably do from our first episode, that's our granddad though. Yeah,
granddad, pop-up.
Man, it's kind of like a lot my granddad has taught me. You know, a lot. Like he's taught me more ways of like how to be a man than like I could have ever figured out trying to learn how to be one myself, you know. Like, I really don't. It'll be a long ass video trying to explain like all of the things that I've been taught from my granddad. You know, my granddad looked out for me. You know, my mom was basically his favorite. Me and Zach's mom was his favorite child. So me being like his oldest grandchild, you know, I was just next in line essentially. You know, so I got all of the goodies, all of the gifts, the special treatment. You know, like my granddad, you know, he just loved me. You know, like not saying he didn't love them as well, but for me to sit here, or for any of us to sit here and be like, oh, he didn't have a favorite, we be capping like 100%.
That'd be hard on Zach.
100%.
Yeah, but I appreciate it now. When I was a kid, I hated it. I was like, bro,
yeah,
just relax. But now,
and I'm like, even me being like the one that got the good treatment, I wasn't a big fan of like that. But it was all with good intent. You know, my granddad he was just a cool dude, man. You know, that man literally knew so many people knew him. Man, we be just driving around doing something, any fucking thing. It could be serious or just driving around. Pull up somewhere. Hey, Mr. Mike. And yeah, I swear to God, everywhere we go, man. Yeah, so, you know, that's my granddad, man. Hard worker, man. That man was still working even throughout his last, like, days, man. You know, like, he wanted to retire, but, you know, like, certain things, like, pushed him back, you know. Man, he's been working since he was, like, fucking 13. Yeah, that man, hard worker on the field and off the field, you know. So I think I get like a lot of like my hard work aspects from that man. And, you know, like I just get a lot of stuff from my granddad and my grandma, you know. And I'm just happy to say, like, you know, I'm just happy and grateful that I can call like that was my granddad. Like, I'm, you know, that's all I can say to keep it short.
Yeah, he's a great role model. He's definitely a great role model for the Jones family.
But I got a question right here, man. So I saw this a couple of days ago, and I thought it'd be interesting to ask you. So, would you rather have $500,000, right?
Not this question.
$500K, man. That's $500,000. Invest that, you got $1 million in a couple years. Or would you rather have a nice sit-down dinner talk with the one and only Jay-Z?
Jay-Z can kiss my black ass. I'm gonna take 500,000.
That was the right answer because no, that's what this is why that's the right answer because people think them sitting down with Jay-Z like
not gonna get you nothing.
Like that's like that. You're entitled if you choose the Jay-Z answer because you think just because you sat down he gonna give you a record label.
Because if you say if I'm an up and coming rapper, maybe I would take that. But 9 times out of 10, I'm taking that 500K. Then I could work my way up the ranks.
Exactly.
So the reason I'm saying this is just because it's like literally one fucking dinner with this guy. I'm all about social networking, 100%. Like, I'm a strong believer in it's not what you know, it's who you know. I know that because it's just like my past year alone, you know, doing security and being in the bodybuilding community. Like, I've met so many different people doing security that I can call friends now, that have looked out for me in like tiny little ways because I've looked out for them. I let them cut the line or I let them sneak in the back, you know, shit like that. And now they just, you know, scratch my back in return for that. And now we're good friends. Or bodybuilding because like some dude sees me on Instagram and I bump into him at the gym. Now we getting a lift. Now we hanging out. Now, you know, like something happens, he got my back, vice versa. You know, but that took some time to get to that. That didn't take like one fucking dinner, you know, and now we're cool. Like, I'm not a celeb. So what fucking reason would this dude somebody like Jay-Z, a fucking legend, by the way.
He's great. But what is a dinner gonna solve?
A dinner ain't gonna be shit. Like, yeah, that might be one of the best fucking dinners my ass has ever had in my fucking life. Yeah. but I'm gonna take 500,000.
Yeah,
because
he
I
doesn't-
can
Jay-Z
literally
don't owe
change
you
my life
nothing.
for 500,000. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like, it's
guess-
not like Jay-Z. If you just because you take the dinner, he owes you something.
He don't owe you shit.
Nothing, bro. He don't.
he
owe
might
you
he
nothing.
might give you the best dinner you have ever had ever,
Yeah.
but that's it. It's literally temporary, just for that one fucking day. That 500,000, if you smart, you can make that shit last and change your life. For the
Get on
rest
his
of-
level someday.
somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw like maybe 2 people choose the dinner with Jay-Z. But now it's because they were already like they already got that 500K in their bank, so like why not take the dinner? But like everybody like everybody else.
Well, I
took-
mean that
took
too.
500K.
Like, I feel like if I wasn't really struggling for like money, I was like living comfortably, then yeah, I'd probably take the dinner with Jay-Z.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
like you said, he's a legend and all, but not 500K enough to turn that away.
I got a question. So, what's the time like, Zach? What's the time at?
Yeah, we got
Actually, no, mine don't show me until it ends.
we had 38 minutes.
All right, we can. This might be an ending tangent. So foresight is very important when you're becoming an adult, obviously. So, when do you feel like the right age for you to settle down?
Oh man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say this is a tough one because I'm in a relationship right now, and like she might watch this, so
You don't gotta answer it if you feel like it's not like.
yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one. Ask me like later in life.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. You got any other questions, Zach? 'Cause
Nah.
I know that's pretty like.
All right, so
I'm gonna just tell y'all though,
yeah.
bruh.
Oh.
I'm gonna just tell y'all, like, bruh, enjoy your fucking 20s. I know y'all not there yet. Trust me. Enjoy your 20s. Because, like, bro, being in a relationship is not as hyped up as everybody be trying to make it seem. What you see on Instagram is not what you see exactly. Not saying that it's necessarily bad. It's like anybody's Instagram. Everybody only posts what they want you to see on Instagram. They don't post the bullshit, And there's a lot of bullshit in a relationship, bro. Like, trust me, it's a lot of bullshit, bro. A lot of bullshit. Like, I cannot stress that enough. It's a lot of bullshit. You may love this person to death, but it's a lot of bullshit. It's gonna be a lot of bullshit in this video coming out my mouth.
Let's get a
There's
bullshit.
a lot of
counter.
bullshit.
Get a counter for the TikTok edit.
But it's beautiful. But man, talk about stress, man. Stress on a whole nother level, man. I got bodybuilding, I got work, and I'm trying to keep a relationship alive.
I know me in relationship.
That's another job in itself. Like, I love it, but it's another job in itself, man. Because you can't just, y'all, right? Y'all want to go to the fucking beach. Y'all can go to the beach. The only person's approval that y'all might have to get is your parents, right? That's it. But y'all don't gotta go tell no girl that y'all going to the beach. You don't gotta sit here and let your girl know where you are 24/7. You can just do it. You want to go spend some fucking money. Like, this is more on the marriage level, but you want to go spend some fucking money, you can do it. It's your money. It's not like you splitting rent with somebody. It's not like you're in a fucking marriage with somebody and literally y'all's income levels are combined. It's your money. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to check in with nobody. None of that shit. You're free right now, literally. Not saying you're not free when you're in a relationship, but
There's a lot more you got to do.
You gotta compromise.
A lot more on your plate.
That's the big fucking word right there. Compromise. You may want to go do this. She may want to go do this. neither one of y'all want to do whatever the fuck the other one wants to do. That's where you got to compromise. Communication. And I'm a, like the pot that called a kettle black. It's coming from my mouth. Communication, yes. Big fucking part of relationships. If you want that thing to work, communication. And, effort.
Effort, yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to just tell y'all, like, bro, until y'all are absolutely ready, stay single.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me twice.
I already know I ain't in relationships. If I like the girl enough, I'll end up slacking on everything. Gym. Like, I'll just be so, like, invested in her. Like, I'll just be like, all
You
else.
forget about yourself and you worry about her more.
You ain't worry about her more.
Yeah,
I don't need to be in one.
You're going to be annoyed by a lot of shit when you in a relationship, bro. My prime, like, issue with me in my relationship is just other females. So, like, we're not going to talk about, like, that too much. But, like, like, I could just be going out, right? I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I go anywhere, bro. I'm gonna get some kind of attention from some females.
I mean, you're a
Big dog
bodybuilder.
status.
we're not even trying to, like, do that, but, like, that's just me being real. Like, I do, like, everywhere I go, somebody is up in my fucking face or they're looking my way. And you in a relationship, man, you gotta be strong and you gotta remember what you got waiting for you at home, because, like, that little couple seconds of attention is not worth all of this time and effort and money that you done put into this one other person. It's not. I mean, if you genuinely feel like it is, you shouldn't be in a relationship in the first place. And that's just me being real. And there's nothing fine with that if you're single, because you're single. You don't owe nobody nothing. You really don't. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But when you're in a relationship, all that stuff got to come to a stop. It just does. You're just going to be doing somebody wrong. So, that's my main issue, man. Like, no matter where I go, man. No matter where I go, bro. And, like, you don't even have to do nothing. I'll be with her. You don't need, and that's, believe it or not, that shit makes it worse.
Wait, the girls are coming to you with her?
So girls are like, girls know how girls are, man. They know they know what the fuck they be doing, bro.
Yeah, man.
Look, prime example. My last show, I'm like 4 weeks out, right? Yeah. And I just finished training with my coach. Me and my girl, I call her, I'm asking where we about to go. She want to go to Olive Garden. I'm like, okay, cool. There's a couple of things on that menu I can eat that's diet friendly. When I'm on prep, I'll usually get the salmon with the steamed broccoli, and yeah, that's what I get when I'm on prep. Yeah, it's boring as shit, but anyway, so I'm with my girl, right? We pull up to that bitch, man. We walk inside. I'm not paying attention. When I went for my girl, I'm not paying attention to no other females. So I don't even want her to suspect that I'm trying to give some other female some kind of attention. We walk in, I just see with my peripherals, there's like multiple women up front. We gonna say 5. It's probably pushing 7. I don't know what the fuck they were all doing up there. They worked there, but I don't know what the fuck they were all doing up there at that time. But they were just chilling.
Work.
So, I tell them, I was like, yeah, table for 2, right? We walk over and Raven whispers in my ear. She's like, yeah, all those girls were checking you out up there. I'm like, okay, cool.
Why did you gotta?
I'm like, ooh, why the fuck did I need to know that?
Exactly.
That sounds like a you problem more than me.
I'm a big
so
dog.
We sit down, cool. That's out of the way, or at least I thought. And then our server comes up.
It's a girl.
Of course. But the issue is the server, like, she's standing at the table, just got her body just facing me the whole time. It was like as if Raven was not even there.
That's mad disrespectful, bro.
I wouldn't take that.
So she
kind
just
of
like smiling, taking my shit. I swear to God, like, bro, I did not have to ask for a refill one fucking time, bro.
Wait, what do you mean? She just brought it? Oh, wait, aren't they supposed to do that though?
I mean, yeah,
but
baby,
like
she be on it.
she made sure she was on her shit. Trust me. Whole time she's asking me shit. Raven, like she'll say, I'll have this. She'll be like, okay, cool, got it. And then back to me. just brush her off like that. So I already know. All right, we having one of those days.
You gotta pay for. You gotta pick up that bill, man.
So she walks away, comes back, and walks away again. Raven's like, yo, this bitch come up here one more fucking time and flirt with you. Walks up again, leaves. Raven's like, yo, did Shawty just put some lip gloss on? I'm like, oh my.
Nah, that lip gloss is crazy, bro.
I'm like, yo, like, I'm not even doing nothing, man. I'm not doing a fucking thing. I just wanted to eat some goddamn food, bro.
I'm on my sandwich.
I'm on prep, man. Like, I don't care about no fucking shawties. Like, I really don't. And if anybody know my girl, man, my girl is drop dead gorgeous, bro. So I could care less about that, you know? Anyway, I go in the bathroom. This is what just, you know, put that shit all in, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, put it all in perspective for me. I'm peeing. Some dude, old head dude comes over here. He's like, bro, he's like, man, you got all them shorties in there snapping their neck at you, huh?
Oh, my God.
Bro, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Even the dudes know this? That's crazy. Nah, bro.
I'm trying to get some playing.
All the way across the room from me, man. Like,
wait, what were you wearing this day?
Bro, I won't like wearing, I think I had like some jeans on with my Cortezes, and I don't know what kind of shirt I had on, but
can you see
just know it was drip.
Like, was it like, can you see muscle more?
I mean, like, I can't really hide like my physique, you know, like,
yeah, not no more.
They really can't. I think I had like my arms, like, it was a short sleeve shirt. I think I had my arms, like, they could probably see like vascularity, you know, but I think I maybe had a fresh cut at the time, something like that.
Fresh cuts be hitting different, I swear.
I mean, nah, because I just came from the gym and I won't really expect them to go nowhere.
Oh, okay.
But,
man,
yeah, but you got to be up on them for them to smell that shit. You know,
and then you know how girls are. They talk to their friends, and their friends are like, mutter. Hey, dude at the table, mutter.
Women talk. They talk for sure. I'm very oblivious. I'm 100%. You know, but like I do know, like, women talk. You know, you may think that like women for real. I'm gonna keep it a band, man. Like, women, their way of like pulling up where you're sending signals to you is so fucking retarded. They will stare you down and expect you to understand what that means. Bitch,
what that mean?
Like, bitch, you just looking at me. Like, the fuck that mean? Like,
I don't know.
That's exactly why I got no play. I was talking to Q. I was like, he's like, no, girls like you, Saquon. You just didn't know. You didn't pick up on the signals. I'm like, what signals?
He's right though. But like,
I don't be
that is their signal. Like, very once in a blue moon, a woman will come up and, like, Raven, she hit me up. I swear to God, I don't know how I got Raven.
Dog.
I don't. And she slid in my DM, man. Like, lie to you not. If she was here, she would be able to tell you that she slid in my DM. I don't know how. I don't know what I did, but it happened. Yeah, very once in a blue moon, you got it, right? But 9 times out of 10, you just being a male, you're going to have to go pursue. That's just how it goes. It doesn't make sense to me because, I mean, like, I feel like just because I'm the guy, you may like me too. Why can't you come say something to me? Yeah. You know, that's just my logic. But I know, like, that's just how women, like, operate, you know, for the most part. So, yeah. That covers that segment.
They call me Mr. Boombastic. All right, test. Boom.
What's my name?
All right. Hit him with a Jebediah, Zach. Hit him with a Jebediah test.
Bonda. There we go.
Jebediah. All right. So we're gonna wait 10. 1.
Damn, it's hot.
All right. So Tim. So you got like 2 great examples right here. So growing up, I was real slim. Growing up, Zach was real big.
I was fat.
So I've been trying to put on, and and he's been trying to lose. So, well, he's been playing football, so I think you've just been trying to maintain.
I lowered it and
but I've been trying to gain. So, like, what would you say is easier, to gain or lose?
100% to lose. I feel like a lot of it depends on like your body type. So me getting into fitness, I was more so closer to Saquon. I was just naturally like, I've never been fat. Never. Even when I say I was fat, like the biggest I've been is like 255, pushing 260. It's pretty big. But I was fat for a bodybuilder, but like I wasn't fat, you know. Right now I'm like, since I'm cutting, closer to like 215, a little under 215. But it's very hard for us to generate muscle from scratch versus like somebody like Zack, who already has that mass. It may not be the ideal mass, but it's mass. You can just convert it over into the ideal mass, which is still a hard task, don't get me wrong. But it's very hard. Like cooking is instantly. It's way harder to cook something from scratch than it is when you already got shit basically prepped for you. Same shit applies to fitness. So, like for me, like, all right, so I got 2 times of the year, right? I'm either in season prep or I'm in the off season bulking. Each one of them has its difficulties. For prep, it's the losing the weight, staying on a diet for sure, and just dealing with like, suppressing those cravings to cheat, which I'm starting to deal with now, because I'm getting, as like you start dropping in body weight, you start depleting yourself more. You start wanting to crave more things because your body wants more things. To get to that level that us bodybuilders have to look on stage, you literally have to fight against your body to get to that, because your body does not want to look like that. It doesn't. Your body wants some kind of body fat on it. Like body fat keeps you warm. Body fat gives you energy. Body fat helps you perform. Body fat keeps your hormone levels in check. So when you get super shredded, like below single digit body, well, not below, but lower single digit body fat levels, it's not sustainable. Your sex drive is lower. You're weaker. You're super depleted energy wise. And I mean, aside from looking fucking insane with no clothes on, you really ain't got much to show for, versus in the off season. Yeah, you may feel fat, but you're strong, you're fucking massive. You put clothes on, people will recognize you because that shit just bulges through the clothes. The only con is you just feel fat. That's really, and then like having to eat all of that goddamn food and digest it properly. That's the only hard thing I will say is about the off season. In my opinion, I feel like it's a lot easier to lose weight than it is to gain good weight. It's good weight, not just getting fat.
Yeah, I worked out with him like maybe once or twice. I think I did legs one time, and another time I did chest. It was like the worst and best decision of my life, because I feel like after I was done, like I was like, dang, I know I got stronger, but then I was like, the next day, the worst pain I've ever been in. Like I couldn't even walk up the stairs correctly.
Yeah, it's always the morning after.
Yeah, man.
It feel it.
It was tough.
That's how you know you worked out. You worked out the next morning. You're like, oh my God. Now if you wake up and you're just like, oh, I feel like yesterday. You ain't do shit, my boy. You ain't do shit, my boy. You need to be able to have to roll out the bed. Like, I've been I've been trying to bulk since I was like 14. I was doing good, but then I also dipped. But I definitely put on weight since I was 14? Yeah.
So for you, I'm gonna automatically just go right to it. You're gonna just have to bulk, like just that's what's gonna have to come down to. I'm like a serious bulk. Like you're gonna have to forget about looking aesthetic. You're gonna have to, cause like that's the only way you're gonna really grow. You know, like you can't see like this is what I was talking about with like the bodybuilders being impatient. You know, I struggle through this. Like I'm cutting right now, so I feel small. You know, to regular people, like oh, you look big as shit, right? I feel small, right? Yeah. My muscles are flat because they don't have as much glycogen. Glycogen is what builds up your muscle that gives them that full look. So when you start depleting yourself, glycogen gets depleted as well. So they give off this flat look. Your muscle is still there. It's just not as full and as round as it normally is because you aren't eating as much as you normally would because you got to cut. And vice versa with bulking. Yeah, you're big, round, and full. But with that, in order to put on quality muscle tissue, you got to put on some extra body fat. You know, that's just how the formula works. Now, I'm not saying you got to get fucking borderline obese. You want to keep some kind of like lines. You won't be ripped, that's for sure. You can still be relatively lean, you know, but you know, for you to sit here and be like, I'm gonna go do a photo shoot, it's not advised. You know, so like you gotta play the role. You gotta play the role. Like I'm bulk. Like when I'm cutting, I'm trying not to let my size fuck with my mental because I know what the end goal is. You know, or when I'm bulking, I'm trying not to let like the extra body fat get to my head because I know when I start cutting again, it'll all be worth it. So it's like when you do like those certain things, you gotta just keep that tunnel vision and look for that end goal, because if you let how you feel temporarily dictate the decisions you make, you won't get to where you want to get. You'll just short sell yourself, you know.
Yeah, body dysmorphia is a huge thing in bodybuilding.
Because that was the whole thing I was like fixated with. I was like, okay, I want to get big, but I want to keep my cut, and now you're saying I can't do that. So
you can, but this is going to take extremely longer for you.
So if I want to put on mass faster, I just got to bulk. Okay.
Right now I'm like in the boat where it's like I'm trying to like I'm trying to get to like a point where I can it's a good weight and physique to maintain, but then I also got to worry about like not getting too small and too light for football. So I'm trying to make sure I'm like, you know, in the perfect in between, because as soon as I graduate, I plan to like just get to like maybe 235.
Where you are right now?
220.
Oh, you're pretty light. I thought.
Yeah.
Because I know some people that are like, well, you're tall too. Yeah. So I asked you because I know people that are shorter than you. They're like,
it just looks different.
240, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. No.
Because at one point, a couple weeks ago, he was like 220. And he did not look like me. Like, obviously, he did not look like me.
Yeah.
I'm 220.
I think height has a lot to do with your height. How much weight up.
And for him, it's more muscle. For me,
it's height definitely has something to play in it, but it's more so body composition. So, like, let's look at all right, so I just said I'm like slightly below 215, right? Let's look at the first time I hit 215. I ain't look nothing like this. You know, I was still like in that teenager build, starting to enter into like that, get that grown man like muscle density, muscle maturity, you know. So that's why it looks so different, you know. Genetics do play a role, but that's not an excuse for why you can't look the way you look, you know. What was composition, right? So like I got much more muscle mass now than I did at the first time I hit 215, you know. So that's why I look drastically different, and I have less body fat, so I look, like I said, drastically different, less water weight, you know. That's why your proportions and stuff like that, like where is that weight going, you know? Like, yeah, 215 on me is not going to look the same as 215 on another individual. Genetics, body composition, and height all play a role in how you look based off of your body weight. So taller guys, like all of us, you know, like I'm 6 foot, you're like 6'4", you're 6'2". Yeah, you know, like we're all taller guys. So we're going to have, just naturally speaking, we require way more body weight to fill out our frame. Believe it or not, a lot of bodybuilders are short.
Yeah, that's true.
Like a lot of them are short. Like in my division is meant for taller guys because Arnold Schwarzenegger, my division classic physique is based off of that, the golden era of bodybuilding. So symmetry, proportions, aesthetics. We're not really trying to come up there and yeah, we got to get big, right? But no, like we're not trying to go up there looking like Ronnie Coleman or Jay Cutler or like Dorian Yates, guys like that. Those are mass monsters. That's called open bodybuilding. And personally, I don't really care for that look, you know. So like you know, for my, like when I started this cut, I was like 235 and I've lost like a little over 20 pounds so far, but I still retain like a good amount of size while I cut. And this is just like this cut, I'm not getting ready to compete soon. Like I'm competing next year. This is just to get my health back up. So like that new coach that I just got like almost 2 months ago, so he can see where I am under all of that negative weight that I had. So when we start growing again, which will be like very soon, like 2 weeks, when I hit like that 205 range, I'll grow much better. Like I'll be much leaner as I grow. You know, I won't get as sloppy. I wasn't sloppy, but like as sloppy as I was, you know, I'll just look way better as I'm growing. So yeah, like us taller guys, we just got longer limbs and we have, that requires much more tissue requirement for you to fill out that longer frame for you to look like massive, you know. Like your boy Lael, you know, how tall is he?
5'4", maybe at
he's
least.
5'4", right?
Nah, not even. But he's like 5'6", maybe.
He's 5'6", right? So him at 200 pounds is not gonna look like us at 200, you know. For me to like get as massive as he can, I would have to at least stack on 30 plus more pounds than he would in order to equivalent that same look that he has.
And he doesn't work out and he already looks like
because he's shorter, so he's shorter. He's more stockier. His muscles more, like his body's just more compact. So that plays a big role in how you look. You know, like shorter people can get much more massive than a taller person. Easier, I should say. Not saying that, you know, like it's just a lot harder for us because it requires much more, you know, like even like eating, you know, like the reason, like it's like a car, right? So you got like this little tiny ass Prius. Well, first of all, it's electric, so we'll not use that. A Civic, you know, they don't require that much gas to fill that up. But I got this big ass Ford Raptor, you know, that thing is a gas guzzler. Bigger engine, is a higher displacement, requires much more gas. And that's because it's burning much more gas. The same applies to humans. The bigger you are, the more you got to eat. You know, like me standing still, I burn more calories than Leo does because I'm a bigger individual. My body requires much more food for me to just for me to just perform daily tasks than it does for Leo. I'm just it's just physics, you know? Like,
Zach, you got any questions or?
Yeah, so he was just talking about cars just then. So you work, you got a bodybuilding career you're pursuing and a girlfriend, but besides those things, what do you do in your free time? Like, what do you like to do in your free time when you do have some?
I like to hang out with like my friends, of course. I play Xbox. So, I like to bust people's ass on fucking Halo.
You grow up in the golden age of Halo.
I'm a fucking legend on that game. I play a little bit. I play a lot more Warzone now because I'm a lot better at it now. You know, but I just love fucking kids up on video games, bro. Like
Xbox 360 group chat, dude.
Yeah, like it's it's crazy. Like I just turn into a different person when I'm on that shit, man. Like, I'm just naturally an aggressive person. So, anybody who's played video games just knows, like, video games bring that shit out of you, man. There's been like several times, man. Even to this day, like I've almost like ran my fucking, like, just launched my controller through my TV at least once a night, man, when I play that shit.
At least you haven't been on Lewis's level. He does this new thing where he flips his controller instead of throwing it and catches it, because that's like a substitute for throwing
I try not
it.
to do shit like that because I got an Elite controller and it's magnetic, so...
Oh yeah, them pieces gonna come.
Yeah, there was one night I was playing Halo with my boy Londell and like a couple other people, and I need to get a wireless headset because, like, oh my god, I fucking hate wires, man. I got caught up on the wire and I dropped my controller and I tried to catch it with the wire and that shit just snapped off. And then next thing you know, one of the joysticks just fucking exploded off of that shit. And I'm spending like 20 minutes trying to search for that thing, and I'm like, yo, like, like, one of the most frustrating things is when you lost something and you can't find it.
Exactly.
You can't figure out why you can't find it.
Exactly. Like, where, like,
you saw, like, the travel where it went, but it's not there.
it's like that with like AirPods or something. Like,
And
you
I'm
drop
like,
an
bro,
AirPod,
I'm getting so fucking frustrated, bro. Like, I'm like, that shit is pissing me off more than the whole fact that I dropped my controller. And I didn't find that shit until a couple days afterwards in the same fucking spot that I was looking for, bro. I was like, what?
bro, that jump is right there.
It's right there, man. It's like you just like looking over it a million times. Like,
Like,
oh, here it is.
Like, I'm right here. I've been waiting on him to find me.
So, yeah, that going out with friends. Now, like, I just watch like a lot of shit on YouTube or like just stream a lot of stuff in general. Like, cause like my free time, like I'm either eating or cooking or just doing shit, getting shit ready for the next day. So, while I'm cooking or I'm eating, I'll be watching like some of my favorite YouTubers. I'll be watching, like, binge watching something like Stranger Things or like some new like Marvel Disney Plus series that just dropped. So,
How you feel about the new phase of Marvel? You think it's gonna go down from here, or?
nah, it's just dope. Like, I think now we're just now scathing like the surface of like what Marvel Comics is actually about. Now we're actually getting into like the nerdy shit.
Oh yeah. Back
like,
then we were doing.
Back then, like everybody already knew all those heroes were, but like, this too. Like, don't let the physical appearance fool you. I'm a big ass kid and nerd, so what do you call it? Like the only thing I gotta watch now is Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, we still gotta watch that. Yeah.
Other than that, I'm caught up on everything, but I just like the direction that we're going because like they're introducing way more shit that there was reasons why they couldn't do it, like rights and stuff like that, but now they're bringing mutants into the world. Fantastic Four, like all kinds of shit that, like, if you really were like legitimately like a comic reader back in the day, you just got excited. Like when we was watching Doctor Strange, like it was kind of funny watching the other people's reactions because like they were either excited or they were confused.
Like when they saw like Reed Richards, for instance, they're like, "Who's that?"
Right? Or
I'm going crazy in the sea. I'm like, "Yo, that's Reed."
Or not even just that. When Black Bolt was on there, like,
nobody knew Black Bolt.
Who the fuck that was.
Like, I remember I had to explain to my mom. I was like, "Mom, that dude, if he talks, he can blow up the universe."
Like that. One of the most, he's literally the most powerful like Inhuman there is, right? Yeah. And I like what they did with him too because they used the same actor that they used for that shitty ass Inhumans TV series that they had.
I forgot.
But they did them. But they did them right though. You know?
Nah, yeah. Inhumans was
So like, I like that movie. I really did. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say it was the best movie. I still do. Like, I gotta watch Thor: Love and Thunder, but I got a
better
feeling
than the
like
first one.
Oh, 100%. I got a feeling like Thor: Love and Thunder will definitely take the cake for me for best Marvel movie of the year. But I just finished Miss Marvel.
That's a TV series or is it a movie?
TV series. And at first it started off like very kiddish, childish and shit.
But that's her character.
But yeah, I mean, true. But as you watch it, it's like, okay, all right, now I see what they're doing. Now I see, okay, I get it. Cool. You know, lately, like, Marvel's been killing the game with, like, really properly introducing different cultures.
Yeah.
You know, like, Moon Knight was so fucking dope.
I ain't watched Moon Knight yet.
And, like, one of my clients
that
that I train at my gym, he's actually Egyptian. And I was asking him, I was like, yo, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, like, how accurate is the shit that they were portraying? And he was like, it's pretty accurate. Like, a lot of the music that they played, like, music he listened to, like, artists and stuff like that. So, like, I really like that they're actually doing that, you know? Like,
what is Miss Marvel? What's her culture again?
She is like Middle Eastern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Pakistani.
Pakistan. Shout out my boy Masai. He had Pakistani or something like that.
Yeah. So, yep. They did that right too. Yeah, I like that, and they set it up perfectly for the Marvels that's coming out. So. Yeah, I just got a feeling like Thor: Love and Thunder is about to be dope. I'm trying so hard not to watch shit on YouTube.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah,
that's the hardest part.
That's the hardest part. Missing on them.
Like other things like anime and manga, I could care less because manga is always going to be ahead of the anime. So I'll watch like let's say I'll watch an anime and it's like kind of going through a trash chapter or like time period of the anime. I'll just go ahead and speed up and like read up on the manga and see what's coming next. And you know, like, yeah, I ruin it for myself a little bit, but it's still kind of dope. Like, 'cause it's still new, new to me. It's just like I'm not watching it like on the screen yet. That's all. So, but Marvel, I typically do wait to watch that. You know, so.
Oh, this is a fun little segment I got. Okay, so number one anime, number one Marvel movie. And then we'll just say your favorite superhero of all time. So, number one anime first.
That's kind of hard. I got a bunch of animes. So, we going to have to say My Hero. Yes. If we're going classics, though, Naruto for sure. Oh. Yeah. Marvel movie, probably Endgame. That was just a dope ass movie. And favorite superhero, I got 3. I got a bunch of superheroes actually. So it's always been the Hulk. I got Wolverine up there. I got Thor up there. Ghost Rider is more like a what do you call it? Anti-hero, but you'll throw him up in there. Yeah, that's about it for me. My favorite villain is Thanos, though.
Thanos? Yeah. I'm a Joker.
MCU, I don't like DC, so.
I don't like DC. I'm a Marvel guy, too, but I was DC first. Like, that's what I knew first was DC. Yeah. So, Joker's the best villain to me of all time. Mm-hmm.
All time. Yeah, Thor is definitely my favorite superhero. I like him since I was a kid. I don't know why, but.
I think when Taika Waititi took over,
yep,
that's what made Thor, like, he don't miss God. I'm glad they kind of let Chris Hemsworth be him, like, self. With the character, because what they were doing before, like Dark World and stuff.
Dark World was trash.
Trash.
That movie was trash.
Trash.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to see it. I work in a movie theater. I still can't see it yet. I need to see it. But yeah, I definitely want to watch that soon. But it's about that time, guys.
It's about that time.
Thank you guys for watching the episode. This has been TuffLuck Podcast with your host Zach Jones.
Love Jones.
And
your boy Trippy Timmy.
Instagram up here.
Somewhere
up here. Jake gonna put it somewhere up there.
Anything else you want to plug?
Huh?
Anything else you want to plug? Any social medias you want to plug, like, you know.
Or anything you got going on, like coming up soon.
like you said, he's gonna be starting a YouTube channel soon, by the end of the year, hopefully. So he'll be.
This is kind of corny, but do you want to leave him with a quote?
This is Drake said this one time, but is like life is like tissue paper. I'd rather be on a roll than to take shit from somebody. So here's to being on a roll.
Listen, man.
That's a good one. Okay.
W quote.
We're gonna whoever puts it in the description. I think Zach puts it in the description. Put that in the description.
Remember, it's what's his name, John?
Jake. Jake again.
Anyway,
Jake again.
This is TuffLuck Podcast. Follow us on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok. Anchor @_TuffLuck Pod. Comment, like, subscribe. Comment on this video, guys. What you guys want to see next? And what
comment
guests
what
you
time
guys
you're listening to this.
Exactly. Yeah. How y'all listen to this? What else we got, man? That's about it, man. Thank you guys for listening. Episode 10 on the way.
All right.
I'm trying to create a better me, so hopefully people who are hearing this are taking it the right way, can say, I can run a mile. It ain't about running 205 fucking miles, doing 4,000, being in the city. It ain't about all that shit. Shit doesn't matter. I want you to see how fucking far you can go, because we all come from that shit. That's why I have to be so authentic and so real about my own insecurities, my own faults, just being a fucked up person. I'm not the best at anything. I'm not gifted. I'm just driven.